I'm a new person.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another show of a street man and a Christian woman. And tonight's topic is waiting on your spouse to grow. Waiting on your spouse to grow is a good topic because my wife waited on me to grow in a few areas, and I'm going to share with you guys a few areas that she waited on me to grow. And the first area that she waited on me to grow was those streets. I love them streets. That's why it's called a street man, because in the beginning of our marriage, I loved those streets and I didn't know how to stay out of them until I learned how to grow away from it in time. And I learned how to be the second topic, which was being a better father. I had to learn how to be a better father, and I had to learn how to be a better father by staying out of those streets. And the third topic that she waited on me to grow in was she waited on me to grow to be a better husband. And the fourth topic that she waited on me to grow in is I needed to learn discipline. I had no discipline. I thought that because I could work when I want to, make money when I want to, I could do what I want. And I had to grow in those areas. So the last area that I had to grow in that she waited on me to grow, and I thank her for waiting, was I had an addiction. I liked to smoke pot and I liked it that, but eventually I had to learn to grow away from that. And I just wanted to share with you guys to let you see that the man that may be a little rough around the edges, he will smoothen out in time. It's just that it may take some time for him to realize that he have to grow in those areas. And that's what it did for me. I'm quick to say that I'm not the man today that I was then. She patiently waited on me to be the man that I am now. And she reaping the rewards from it because I'm a better husband, I'm a better father, I'm a better man, I'm more disciplined, and I no longer have an addiction. So waiting on your spouse to grow is a good topic that I like to share with you guys because you can either wait on that man to grow that may be a little rough around the edges, but yet you see potential in him. Like she saw potential in me. She believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. Now, I don't want you guys to think that because I say I was rough around the edges and that I needed to grow in a few areas, that I wasn't a good man. I was a good enough man to make sure I kept a roof over our head, I provided for us, and I made sure that I protect my family. It's just that some things I lacked in, and it took time for me to get there. And thank God, with the grace of God and the patience within herself, she waited on me to grow in those areas. So I just like to share with the people in the audience to let them see that it may take a little time for that man to grow. If you see potential in him, or if you see potential in a man that you may be selected, but you still may see a few areas that he look like he might be slacking in, I just want to share with you and let you know that you may miss up on a good man because you wasn't patient enough to wait on him to grow in the areas that he may had a little rough spots in. Because eventually he will grow. Because I did eventually. And that's why this topic was a good topic because I did need to grow and mature in a few areas. But eventually I did. And that's what tonight's topic was about. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I really wanted to share and let you know that a man will change. But he's not going to change because the woman wanted him to change. He's going to change because God come into his life. He's going to change because he wanted to change. A person cannot change anybody. I can't change her. She can't change me. You can only change yourself and pray to God that you will be a better person. And in the end of her waiting on me to grow through 22 years of marriage, now I'm the man that she always wanted me to be. And God is good because God eventually came into my heart and made me a better man. So at this time, I'm going to let Miss Kenyatta speak and then I'll come back and close. So on to you, Miss Kenyatta.
Yes, yes, indeed. I had to grow in some areas too. For the record, the one thing that a woman has to deal with is facing reality with who you are. And what I mean by that is, I had to realize I was in a marriage. There was a relationship before I had my husband, and the guy told me, listen, I understand you're a Christian girl, but you're not going to keep a man if you don't give it up. And I was so hurt and discouraged. And he was like, you got to be a little freakier. You got to do something better than just this virgin Christian crap. You ain't going to keep a man. You sweet and you nice, but... And I was disappointed. Then I got married to my husband. And my husband put me in them same shoes. And the one thing that I was dealing with was I'm going to have the same problem going from one relationship to another relationship, whether they're a Christian man or a non-Christian man. I had to learn to be a freakier woman with my husband. Because the Christian world make you think that, sex sometimes is just not good. It's nasty, it's this, it's filthy, don't touch each other here and there. And I had to grow. And what stuck in my mind was how my ex-boyfriend told me, you're not going to keep no man if you don't give it up. I don't care how pretty you are. I don't care how much you think your belief is. It's not going to work. So my husband, I was married, and I just was like, he expect me to be this freak. And I'm like, that's not me. I don't know what you're going to do. And I had to face reality. He either going to get it from another woman or I got to change. And he coached me into being his personal freak. I mean, I became that personal freak for him. It was uncomfortable, but I knew I didn't want to go from relationship to another relationship because I wanted to avoid being his personal freak. And he coached me and he guided me into doing it. And it wasn't ungodly. It was what he wanted. And I became that woman because I knew I could lose my man too if I didn't become this freak woman that he wanted me to be. He turned me out. Yes, he did. But I was his wife, and he has a right to my body. His body belonged to me, and my body belonged to him. And he turned my Christian body out. And I didn't have a problem with it. And he coached me to it because I really did not know as a Christian woman. I just didn't know. The other area, I had to learn how to communicate. I did not talk. I did not know how to verbalize my feelings. I did not know how to communicate to him what was going on in my thinking. And I had to go through a lot of changes because he would communicate to me about how he feel, but I wouldn't tell him how I feel. I just would hide, cover it up, don't tell him, because I just was emotionally wasn't connecting to him there. And I had to grow there. So your partner doesn't always know. Sometimes you have to wait for them to know. He had to coach me for years in ways to communicate it because he's a great communicator and I wasn't. The other area that he had to help me grow in as well is cleaning. His cleaning, man, it's the best. Like my dad. Me, I'm not there yet. Still not there, but a lot better than the way I used to be. He taught me about cleaning the corners, observing things, putting the lids back on products and picking up things behind myself. I clean. If I see it dirty, I'm going to clean it. That's a different type of cleaning than him. He was so detailed as to where it made me be a better cleaner. I'm still not at the level that he likes me to be, but I'm a lot better than I used to be. And I just have to share that I have faults and issues just as much as anybody else does. So he waited for me to grow because he could not handle me not cleaning. That was a problem for him. And ladies, I had to tighten up. And I had to tighten up in the bedroom. I had to tighten up in cleaning the house. And I had to tighten up in communicating to him and standing up to him in ways it was uncomfortable for me. I wasn't used to thinking the way I needed to think. And I had to really grow there. And that's all I have to share. Back to Mr. Delgado.
Okay. Audience, and in closing, I'd just like to share that waiting on your spouse to grow is something that you have to be patient with because, like she said, you either go from one person to another person to another person, but you may come back to the same results. You're going to have to wait on that person to grow, and it will happen in time. We have 23 years of marriage, and it was not easy, but eventually things grew together. We grew to where we become one. And now we don't judge each other off the flaws that we have from each other. We just accept each other for the way we are and be thankful that in time that we did grow. So be patient and just give your spouse some time to grow. Don't try to change them. The one other thing that she always did, like I said, she never tried to change me. She always let me be the man that I was and let me go through the things on my own. The only one thing that she did teach me and show me to where she did guide me and help me was about discipline. I had no discipline. I just grew up doing what I want. But I learned discipline, and discipline is very important key for your life. You need to have discipline in your life so you can have control. So I hope that this show helps someone. I hope that we shared and someone could gain some knowledge and some wisdom from what we are passing. And as we always say at the end of the show, love,
Love,
peace,
peace,
and
and
togetherness,
togetherness.
and good night.